He'll watch a movie, then he'll tell you all about it. It's the Armstrong Entertainment Show.
Hello everyone and welcome to Armstrong Entertainment. This is Chad here and I saw the Netflix 4-part limited series Jeffrey Epstein, Filthy Rich. Now if you don't know anything about this case or this story, you must have been living under a rock for these past few years, because this is obviously about Jeffrey Epstein and his involvement with this underage sexual pyramid scheme that he was pretty much the headmaster of, and this series dives into that whole world. What I really enjoyed about this series is this gives a platform for the survivors and all of these women, and it's a lot of women. I mean, it's really hard to watch and hear them tell their stories when they were little girls. They were 14, 16 years old and being taken advantage of by this rich-ass man who is such an asshole, and it's just, he's so, like, the epitome of evil. And I'm just so happy they have this platform to be able to tell their stories and let people know exactly what happened. So this was very similar to Finding Neverland, if you were able to see that, or Surviving R. Kelly. Basically, that's kind of where this series was at. Now, this is more of a discussion than a review. My review would be just watch it. It's under 4 hours long and totally worth it. However, I will say, if you are looking for some big expose or new revelations or new information or some sort of conspiracy between the murder or suicide, you're not going to get it here. It doesn't dive that deep. Again, this is still really recent news, and I feel like this is just going to be the first of many stories to come. Because can we all talk about this little black book that he must have or must have had somewhere, and who else was involved in this whole circle? I mean, they really go into Prince Andrew, which is very interesting. I think a lot more heat is going to be on him after this, even more so than before. Bill Clinton doesn't come off great in this. Donald Trump, obviously. All of their relationships with him and their friendships with him, I understand why they're all backing away and pretending that they were never friends with him, but they sit there and they show these pictures and these videos of all of them together, and you just have to think. I think the biggest shock for me in this limited series was the whole plea deal in 2005 or 2006, whenever that was. And I don't think I realized how what the hell happened? How was he able to get away with it and go to jail for 13 months, but he didn't actually have to stay in jail? He was allowed out 12 hours of the day, 6 days a week? How is that possible? I do not understand. They pass it off that he has a lot of money, he was a celebrity, they can't touch him for breaking his probation. I don't understand. How is our system so broken that you can't go after this one person who is obviously guilty and there's so much evidence against him? I just don't get it. I guess if you throw enough money at something, you can get away with it. Is that how our system works? It was really hard to see that and watch that and just see how this escalated and just what a conniving, evil piece of shit this man was. And the fact that he had money, he just had the perfect motivations and money and just everything and blackmail. I need to calm down because it's very triggering to watch this, and obviously I'm triggered right now. Let's move on to GLEN. How in God's green earth is this woman walking around free? I get it. All of these allegations are alleged right now, but they must have some sort of proof with her. She was involved for so long. How is she walking around free? I mean, granted, I know she's in hiding now and keeping a very low profile, but I don't understand how she's not somehow going to prison. My only hope is that this is, again, all in the past 3 years. I just hope they have some sort of little black book with names, dates, details, video, and they're going to slowly pick these people up throughout the years. It was a sex ring. There was obviously a trafficking, underage sex ring. How? There's so many people involved in this. How are they not being caught yet? I don't understand. I guess they don't have enough evidence against her, which is absurd. I guess the only thing we have to look forward to is the future and all of these other people who will be brought forth to justice. And I guess we just have to sit back and relax now because I'm hoping that that's what they're working on right now. Can we also talk about the brother who inherited the estate, the $577 million, which is now worth over $600 and something million? Everybody is suing everybody, but GLEN is even suing the estate for unpaid wages or something. And I know all of the survivors are suing. Why? I guess in a perfect world, the $600 million, give it to all the survivors or put it into some sort of fund, Again, perfect world, but how does his brother think that he deserves some money? I guess I should dive in a little more into that, but it just makes me so angry that this money went somewhere else, and Jeffrey Epstein had it set up where none of the survivors would get any money, and it really boils my blood. Lastly, the murder or the suicide. We are just never going to know what happens, and the documentary really doesn't go into that, but there's arguments for both sides, so I have no idea what the hell happened. I just am glad he's dead. I wish he would have suffered a lot more, but at the end of the day, he's dead. We're never going to know exactly what happened. And can we talk a little bit about that forensic pathologist who was handling that hyoid bone without gloves? I was like, who is this guy? That's disgusting. Wear a glove. So, this series is called Jeffrey Epstein, Filthy Rich, and it is streaming now on Netflix, and I am dying to read all of your comments, conspiracy theories, and thoughts. Until next time.
He'll watch a movie, then he'll tell you all about it. It's the Armstrong Entertainment Show.